You know that nightmare when you wake up and you've shown up to school or work or something like that without any clothes on? Well, that's kind of happening right now at a school in New Jersey. What's happening is some kids have downloaded an app, maybe it's a website, and what they've done is they've taken some of their classmates, they threw them through an AI generated machine that removes their clothing. So there's these fake naked pictures, but they look real. And it has been devastating.
So the day before I found out, no girl knew what was happening, but we knew the boys knew something. And the next day I was called down to the principal's office to be confirmed as one of many students of the AI incident. And I'm not gonna lie, after I left the office, I was crying. And while I was walking the hallways, I saw a group of boys laughing at a group of girls who were crying, and that's when I realized I shouldn't be sad, but I should be mad. So I came home and I told my mom, and I said, we need to do something about this because this is not fair to the girls, and this is not okay.
This is now being investigated by police. We reached out to a local school district and we wanted to know, has any of this happened here in Utah? And there was a very, very strong message being sent to parents.
I will tell you, we educate and educate and educate. And the biggest challenge and issue continues to be the fact that parents are not monitoring their child's cell phone use. So if we really want stuff, frankly, crap like this to stop, parents, wake up, look at your kid's cell phone, get them off of social media, and start helping us out here.
So the question is this even illegal? We reached out to KSL legal analyst Greg Skordas, and he said it's not so clear.
This AI technology is somewhat ahead of the legislation. You can bet that states are going to take this into account. You can bet that state legislators, including our own, may very well enact a law that makes this conduct illegal. But right now, there really isn't anything that this fits squarely into. It's just it's a real problem because we certainly have child pornography laws, but these are superimposed or are not real images. So I think they'd have a hard time pursuing a case like that. But yeah, you would hope that there would also be other remedies, such as the school expelling the perpetrators, or maybe the parents having some say in what happens too. But you'd hope something comes of this.
Greg says that the laws need to spell this out specifically.
This isn't the kind of thing that people will be able to say, I have a First Amendment right to do that. Because there are certain things that, although the First Amendment is very broad, it's certainly, an important part of our Constitution, but it doesn't allow this type of thing. And it's never, ever been equated to allow certain types of pornography, especially as it relates to children. So, I don't know that there's going to be much legal pushback because it seems to be a fairly clear problem. But the law in America really requires that you define the conduct. You say, if you do certain thing, you do this particular act, that will be illegal. And right now, that act hadn't been contemplated before AI came into existence.
We talked to one of our tech experts, Earl Foote, who's with Nexus IT, and we asked him, okay, well, if AI is so powerful and can take these images, these totally innocent images, and remove all the clothing from them and make them very embarrassing, can AI be used to help protect people?
In terms of legislation that requires these applications to not manipulate photos until ownership of that photo is authenticated, right? That's part of the solution for me. I think that we need to start seeing more tools that detect and automatically remove deepfakes from the internet. Intel has one called Fake Catcher, which can be used in real time. But I think we need to start seeing more of that happening.
Okay, so what are Utah lawmakers going to do about this? We reached out to Utah State Senator Mike McKell and asked him, is there anything in the works? Anything specifically being done to protect kids from these kind of embarrassing apps being used against them?
We have done a little bit of work with explicit images, and I think we need to look at that code section and see what can be done to enhance that. Obviously, it's AI generated. It's not an actual image, and I think that could be broadened. I'm always concerned with how these images pop up on social media. I think we can look at the social media carriers. I think they do a terrible job making sure that content isn't uploaded in the first place. I know they say they're protecting kids, but it feels like content gets through way too often, and I think that's an avenue. That's obviously something we've been working on, but I think we look at those explicit image statutes and make sure. Coincidentally, I'm part of the Uniform Law Commission. I know we've got a work group dealing with AI, and I don't know that we've looked at AI in this realm. I think we look at it for different reasons, and the good parts of AI, and this is certainly one of the bad parts of AI that we need to address.